Hey fellas, how's it going? So it's your boy. We're gonna be doing a interesting test for iRacing. I feel like not a lot of people have done this yet, so it's gonna be interesting. And it may be a little bit controversial. At the end of the day, these are just opinions, but this is a big but, boy. We have the iRacing in-game temperatures as high as they can go. So the highest that you can go is 90 degrees. You can't go any higher than that. Which is kind of unfortunate, really. I want to see how weird and wonky the game can get. Alas, we're at Las Vegas with the B car. And with this newest tire model, what has been somewhat annoying is how long it takes for the tire to really degrade and get kind of bad and feel weird. But they also don't last a very long time. The window between how long the tire can last, so at the beginning, how fast it can be at the start, how long it lasts until the car feels, wear, and then how long the wear can go. So, however, we're going to get into the game so you can see all the information that I have currently. So right now, at this current moment, we have our weather as constant dynamic sky. We have it set to noon, but this session has been elapsed for an hour and 2 minutes. We have it as partly cloudy. 90 degrees is what I set it to, but it has gone up 1 degree, which is interesting. The track temperature is fluctuating between 144 and 143. We have the wind at north at 1 mile per hour because that's the lowest that you can put it. I wanted to put 0, but alas, we're not allowed. And then we also have humidity at 23%. So what I want to see doing this is how long these tires can last for, what the feel is like, and also just explaining why iRacing should use different weathers for every week. Like, they should go a week in advance and see what the weather is supposed to be like. We don't need to care about rain or fog or any of that nonsense. I don't particularly care about that, but I do care about the temperature actually being accurate so we can have more... It just feel more dynamic. Anyway, so we're going. So, like I said, the point of this is to see how the cars and how the tires react. I'm only going to be doing this with one car, because honestly, this is the car that, at this point, takes the most amount of talent. The truck is pretty close. The cup car is literally just full throttle and hope to God. However, this will be an interesting test. So, the tires are kind of cold right now. I have done another run on this track, but I let the track, chill for a long time. I just went up and ate breakfast. I did a 22-lap run, 23-lap run, somewhere in there. And the tires did degrade, but however, we're just going to do this run. I'm going to make sure that it's unedited as possible, so you can see really how it goes. I'm going to try to run the top in turn 3 and see what that's like. It's fairly loose, but not really. See, like, this is one thing that I want to start with. We took our first lap, 32.4. One thing that I want to point out is this new tire, has a little bit too much grip, if I do say so myself. Like, this new tire has a lot of grip. It doesn't make a lot of sense as to why this car reacts this way. Like, right now, I feel like I have a lot of grip. Like, I have a ton of grip. And it feels like this even on, like, 70 degrees. Obviously, because the track temp is a lot lower, etc., etc. But right now, I feel like I have exponential grip. By the way, just to let you know, I am using default set. So, yeah. But I did not clean marbles. So wherever marbles go, they go. But yeah, right now I feel like I have ultra grip. It is a little slidey, but it's not like anything that I'm like, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? It feels pretty consistent. And considering I just ran my fastest lap on the hottest version of the track is kind of concerning. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. We're about, what, 3 laps into the run. So, this is gonna be weird. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that this car just has so much, like, parallel grip. Like, the car has so much grip. And it doesn't feel right. Especially for the track conditions that we have right now. Like, I got a little loose there, but it wasn't, like, anything that I couldn't control. There's just a lot of, I don't even know how to explain it. There's just, it doesn't, it's not hard. It's not hard to drive. And I feel like at this weather, it should be a little bit difficult to drive. The longer that we get into the run, I'm sure it'll be harder to drive. Like right there, it got a little tight, but that's it. All I did was just kind of, Jesus, what the fuck was that? All I did was really like fluctuate on the throttle, and it fixed it. Didn't really have to do a lot with my hands. I just don't, I don't know. I'm coming into this run with my perception of what I think this is gonna be like, and how I think the run is gonna go, just based off of my last run, which is I don't think a lot's gonna happen, and considering this track temp, like by this point in the run, I should be having to lift a lot. Like, I should have to be already slowing down, I would have to guess, just based off of tire heat alone. It shouldn't be able to turn this well. And now I'm not even getting tight end on quarter entry. But yeah, I mean, 144 degrees track temp, that heats up a tire really quick. My tires should be pretty hot. Honestly, I wish I had caps, so I could show you just in like real time what's happening. But I don't have caps, so it's unfortunate. But regardless, you can see I'm really not having any problems. Like, this is not hard to drive at all. Pretty easy. It's a little too easy, considering that these cars don't have, like... These cars have some pretty good downforce, but they don't have that much, especially with the rear end. The rear end should be feeling a little bit, sketchy, if I had to say. That time I got a little tight. I can't tell if I missed the line or not, but... Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I'm gonna have to, like, start moving up the track. I wonder if I'm gonna have to start doing anything different. Right now, it feels like I'm on a rail, really. So we're about a couple into the run. We're about to be 10 into the run. Car still feels pretty normal. It got a little tight there. Turn 1's a little tight, but that's about it. Like, if you know how to make a car relax when you're in the middle of a corner, you're gonna be fine. Like, this is not hard to drive at all. Turn 3's a little loose. I was sliding mostly. It wasn't even loose, it was just like I was gliding up the track. But I would assume as this run goes on, with how high the track temp is, like, I should start pushing everywhere, really. I should be pushing, and then it should go into a slide after a certain amount of grip is off the tires. Which I have a feeling is not gonna happen. I actually had to, like, ride that through there for a while. Turn 3's starting to change. My lap times are going down significantly. We're on lap 12 or 13 of the run. Yeah, I'm definitely having to wait on throttle now, which honestly is happening a little bit too late in this run already. This should have been happening fairly early in the run, especially with how hot it is. it shouldn't be taking this long. It's kind of weird. And also, why is it that almost every track, like if it's a cookie cutter 1.5 mile track, the tires all wear at the same times. Like, they all take the same amount of time. And I'm just wondering, like, this is something that I've heard from somebody else, but iRacing has an abrasion surface, and supposedly they're all the same at every racetrack. Which, that's stupid. And for a lot of reasons that's stupid. That's just not accurate. Like, this track should be pretty, I would say, pretty abrasive. Like, especially at this point, if you've watched any real-life races here. At least not in 2019, because they're bringing rocks to every racetrack. But 2018, like the fall race, when it was exceptionally hot in Vegas, and it was an amazing race. It was really good. Yeah, that track was starting to get pretty wore out. There was a ginormous bump in turn 1. But yeah, this track should have more abrasion. Like, this should be happening a lot sooner, and it should last for a lot longer. And like, my speed is going down, but the car doesn't feel any different. I'm just losing pace. Like, I'm gonna hope it's just this set or something, where it's just like perfect or some shit. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels the same everywhere. And it's felt the same this entire run, except for like 1 or 2 laps. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had to change what I'm doing, but that's really it. Like, I've had to, like, just breathe it a little bit more in the center of the corner, which is normal. I'm just wondering why there isn't, like, a secondary handling characteristic that's happening already. Like, whether I get loose or tight. Like, I just ran a faster lap than my last lap. I don't know, I got tight there, but I think it's because I missed the line. But it doesn't feel any different. Like, it feels the same. I'm gonna run the middle here just to see, like... Wow, that felt bad. We're gonna try it again, I guess. Pull into the middle in 1. Yeah, like, I'm able to pick up the throttle, like, pretty easy. Have no trouble. Now it's turn 3, we gotta try again. I know I wanted to run middle, but... See, it got tight there, but, like, last second, I guess you can't pick up the throttle as hard in 3. I might have to start hitting the brakes here after a while. So, like, just to reiterate, this is the highest track and weather temperature that you can get in the game that I'm aware of. That may not be exactly true. I'm not sure. Now our dynamic sky is changing the track a little bit. It's a little cloudy, I guess. Like, a cloud must have come over the track. Yeah, it did. Backstretch doesn't have clouds. Turn 3 doesn't now. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Like, I can't tell. Like, nothing feels different, and now my lap times are, like, leveling off. Like, it just feels weird. Mostly. Like, if I was having to race somebody, maybe it would be a little bit different. Obviously. Because the B car tends to have, like, some dirty air. I hit the apron a little bit. The B car tends to have, like, a little bit of dirty air. So it would obviously wear my tires out a little bit faster. But, like, this doesn't feel... It doesn't feel like anything's happening. Like, it feels the same. It feels the same through the entire run. It's just my times get a little slower, and then I have to work on where I can get back on the gas, and that's really about it. There's no, like... It's no, like, hand feel. It's just... I know that I have to get on the throttle, you know, a little later. Like, there's nothing that I'm doing with my hands that are different. I'm just doing the same shit. I don't know. It doesn't feel very dynamic. Like, it feels kind of, what's the correct word? Like, stagnant. It's just stagnant. Like, nothing's changing at this point. I'm not gaining any more grip. I'm just, like, I'm just doing my thing with the throttle. Like, if I had to say anything was changing, it's turn 3. Maybe it's because the sun has been on it, mostly. And turn 1 was the only part of the track that really was, like, getting any break from the sun. Yeah, now that the sun came back, it's definitely pushing now. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to start messing with my throttle. Because I tried to jump back in it just to see what it was gonna do. It didn't do a whole lot. I'm gonna actually start using the brake. There you go, we're back on that line. See, that felt... yeah, okay. So, now the brake has been brought into the equation. So I guess I'll go until, like, I feel like I have to pit. Because, like, right now, I had to breathe it. I don't feel like I have to pit. Like, it's just tight. It's mostly it. It's starting to feel a little different now. I feel like that's because my tires are just fucking dead. Like, my right front's the one that's going away the most. Like, my right front tire is starting to feel a little weird. But that's about it. I don't know. I mean, the car feels the same. It just feels like I'm doing everything slower than I was before. It's definitely the right front tire, though. That's how you find out which tire is doing what. You go and run up near the outside. So I go up to the top. Then you just try to lean on the car to do what you need it to do. Yeah, it's definitely the right front tire. Definitely yeah, there you go. Right front tire is wearing out. So that's how you figure out which tire is doing what. I'm just gonna go until this tire blows, I guess. I mean, like, now the car is feeling heavy on the right front. Yeah. Now the car is, like, literally undrivable. Like, with this right front being so bad. Damn, it was getting hard to turn even on the straightaway. That was wild. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna do this until this tire blows, dude. There it went. What? What is it doing? Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, relax. So, like, why didn't I just go and... Okay, well, now did it? Why didn't I just go and shoot up into the wall after my tire blew? Like, what is this that's happening? I could technically still drive with this. Okay. Well, we're gonna go into the pits. And, we're gonna see how many laps we ran. So I'm just gonna get the car into pit lane. Also, like, the tire blowing is not aggressive enough. Like, the car literally needs to fall in on itself, pretty much. And that is not what happened here. So we're gonna see an alteration in time, obviously. But that's fine. Nobody's counting this lap. So let's get into pit road. Give this car some... Jesus. That shit's definitely broken. Let's see, like, how this car... Yeah, it's just... I want to go back to that. So the car just kind of, like, leans into the ground. But yeah, I want to go back to the second that, like, tire blew. Like, what? What is that? iRacing. Bruh. What is that? What the fuck is that? Why is it still, like... Where's the... Yeah, so the right side has fallen in. But it should be, like, laying on the splitter. Like, for both sides. Not when I turn, I'm literally, like, monster trucking. What is that? Like, the second that the tire blew, it should have been, like, an explosion. And, like, that's what it did. Like, the tire blew. Like, we can see it once it happens. Yeah, it, like, bobbled for a second or two. And then it exploded. But, like, what is that? And like, why did it make my car... What is that? That's really broken. That's super broken. That's really gross. Like, yo, bro, honestly, like, I know that this video is supposed to be describing the tire and all that, but like, that right there... Bruh! What is it doing? Oh my god, Chief. Wait, is there a better... Hold on, go back. I want to see this from the... Bruh. Yeah, I started, like, weaving it around. I wanted to see if I was gonna flip, if I would have weaved it too hard. But, yeah, anyway, we're gonna go into garage and see what all of our tires are at. So, we have the left rear, 54, 52, 70. Then we have the right rear, 47, 46, 57. The left front is 68, 70, and 100. And then obviously the right front blue. So how many laps was that? Go find out. So I started on 35. Okay. Why didn't it count my other laps? Wait, so it didn't count 68? Hold on, let's go. It didn't count my other lap. Just kind of weird. Alright. Well, anyway, let me count these laps here. So, technically, we did 34 laps. 34 laps. The car didn't really feel too different, honestly. I will give them this. Hold on, let me go to a full screen webcam here. I will tell them this. Things did happen. Things did start to change. But I feel like these tires should be lasting for like way more time. Honestly, how much do you get on one tank? Let me go look real quick. I'm back on track just seeing how much I get on a tank. I'm pretty sure you get like 55 to 56 laps. Because it started out at 80 and you obviously have a drop off. From what I've seen, you can last around 50 laps. Maybe a little bit more, give or take. So, once again, just to reread all of this to you guys. So, by the end of my run, the track was 91 degrees Fahrenheit. The track temp was 143 degrees. The wind was still 1 mile an hour to the north, and the humidity went down from 24 to 23%. Interesting. Anyway, so the point is that even on the most aggressive settings in the game, in terms of how the track will behave, and how the car will then behave because of the weather, and how much heat there is in the track, really not a lot changed. If you go between 70 degrees and 90 degrees, I'm sure that you will feel a difference in how the car drives. But the overall premise of this video is that these cars should be behaving a lot worse, if that makes sense. It shouldn't be very easy to do what I did, and it also should have lasted longer. But the problem is that there has to be at some point, because after a while, the progression towards having to come to pit was like what needed to happen. The car started to slow down a lot more. It was pushing a lot more. You had to really adjust how you were driving the car. So really the fastest guy that would be on the track is the guy who didn't have a lot of problems manipulating the car into doing what it wanted. However, I feel like if I had to go back, so we did a 36 lap run, something like that, give or take. Yeah, yes. So, like, I feel like this run should have lasted at least like 48 laps, and from about, I would say, maybe, uh, you saw at the end of the run how the car started to react. I felt like that should have lasted at least from lap like 30 in the run of this 50 laps. It should have been for the last 20 laps. That's how the car was feeling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this tire doesn't last long enough, first of all, and second of all, there's not a lot of time to see like how it's going to react. Like, really the only time that this car really changed was like right there at the end, where I really had to like change everything I was doing. Otherwise, it was a slow, gradual decline in speed. Um, and then it went from slow, gradual decline to, you can see it in my lap times. So on lap, what is this? This is like 2028. I ran a 33.6, and then we get to lap 30. What is this? 32. I ran a 34.402. The next lap after that, I ran a 35.02, and then the lap after that, 35.604. So like the car dropped like really quickly, and that was right before the tire blew. So if I had to guess, we were in like the 10% range of how much time or how much percentage there was left on the tire. But still, my point remains is that this tire should last longer. It should be a lot more decline in the middle of the run, and then it's pretty stagnant after that, except for like slow, gradual decline to getting worse, worse, and worse. Because the gradual decline that we had at the beginning of the run, like it took like 12, 15 laps for this tire to like really get, you know, worn in and starting to wear. I feel like that should be sooner. So let's say we're on lap 5. This car, at least on this weather, should be driving like shit. It shouldn't be good. I should be out of control, and I should be, you know, it should be pushing and sliding, and that it happened a couple of times in this run where I was like, "Whoa, that was weird," but that was it. And then it would change. It would go back to not doing that. So I don't know like what's happening. But anyway, yeah, the beginning of the run, the tire should degrade pretty quickly from fast to like slow-ish. So if we're going from fast speed should be lap 1 through 5, maybe even 6. And then after that, we have 6 to like lap 30, which should be like medium. Halfway through 6 to 30, you would have like slower medium, like it should be starting to slow down considerably. Um, and then by 30 onward until you pit or your tire blows, it should be like still a slow, gradual decline in speed, and it should drive like shit. And honestly, that's not what this tire does, and it feels really weird to me. Um, yeah, man, it doesn't feel right. Um, it doesn't feel right. So we go from our first lap on cold tires. I'm gonna show you this again because I may as well. Uh, First lap on cold tires with a 32.4. So cold tires slow. Then you go lap 2, 31.9. Lap 3, 31.8. Then you go lap 4, 31.8. Lap 5, 31.9. Then we just stay in the nines for like 3 laps. So now we're on like lap 9. Then we go to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right? Yeah, that should be right. Anyway, point is that I don't feel like the decline in speed is right. Like, I feel like after this fast lap, I should be already in like the 32 ones. So 32-1, you can stay within that realm. If you wanted to be a 32-1 for a couple of laps, that's fine. But it just feels like the amount that you're able to screw with the tire before it really like changes a whole lot is too long. And like especially on this weather, it should not be this this fast. It shouldn't be this fast. And then the tire technically should last longer because you're going slower. Like the tire heat to me, except for the beginning of the run, is non-existent. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't change. I don't feel like there's tire heat. I don't feel like it makes a difference. except for only in the beginning. Only in the beginning, when the tires are cold as shit, go out there for a lap, then they're warm, then you can go fast, and that's it. So that's my personal stance on how this tire model feels to me. Honestly, it's a little depressing, but I feel as though things can be better. This tire model feels good. It's just the car, there's too much parallel grip. Too much. Way too much. You're able to slide, and like, you're sliding, but you don't even know you're sliding until you're like, I'm sliding. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't happen in your hands. It happens in your foot. And then you notice it when you're like, oh, I slid because I went a little bit further up the track than I did before. Or coming off the corner, you would feel it like a little bit, but you would be like, oh, okay, well, I mean, it wasn't a lot, so that's fine. It just doesn't feel, it feels like too much. It feels like too much, and that makes the car really not have a handling characteristic. Like, it's just kind of stagnant. But iRacing, real shit, you need to fix how the blown tires work, because honestly, I expected to blow the tire, the front end just sits on the ground, and then I'm just gonna go up and slam the wall, and that is not what happened. I just sat there and, like, monster trucked. So, that's the one thing, right now at least, that needs to be fixed, because that's stupid. That just doesn't make any sense. Not even realistic. Not even close. When they blow those tires, the tire is destroyed except for the inner liner, and they go up and hit the wall. Like, this is not it. This is not it. Otherwise, really all that needs to happen is the tires need to degrade faster but last longer. Like, it didn't even last long enough. Like, that's not even, I mean, I probably got to like 25 laps on the tank by the end of that run. Which is over half of the run, but I didn't even last to like lap 40 in the run. I was just, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel good. The progression of the tire does not happen quick enough, and it doesn't last long enough. And then by the time that we blew the tire, we saw that it was completely broken. So it's like, that's a bad move, bro. It just looks bad. It just looks weird. Anyway, if you like this video, if you feel like it was important, you can give the video a like, and you can subscribe if you want, dude. I mean, it's up to you, bro. Anyway, I'll see you later. Peace.
I'm off the go, bitch. I'm off the go. Yeah, call me Stoop Kid, I'm the Stoop.
I'm Craig Matson from the Hillsy.
Fuck! See me coming at you, bitch, you better duck. Can't catch a vibe to save your life, I'm running up. Take everything you got and dump it in the trunk. Don't know this feeling, man, I think I'm off the go. I feel like Stoop Kid, he never leaves his stoop. And that's my mood, except I'm locked up in my room, thinking about my life and thinking about the Zoom. Fast cars, bad bitches, man, I'm Zoo. Yeah, I'm Zoo. Fast cars, bad bitches, man, I'm Zoo.